The biggest feud in Hollywood right now? No doubt. It's between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
This is toxic, and it has to end.
So let's dive into all the jaw-dropping details of this explosive scandal. Why are the colleagues accusing each other?
I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her.
Who's taking sides? And how do Ryan Reynolds and Johnny Depp fit into all of this?
I'm not supposed to be talking about this.
Blake's side of the story. By the end of December, the actress made bombshell accusations against Baldoni, her co-star and the director of the movie It Ends With Us, alleging that she was subjected to sexually inappropriate behavior on set.
I want a divorce.
Hey. Let's not.
Hey, yes.
Lively says that Baldoni crossed serious lines during their time working together, improvising unwanted kisses and making comments about her weight just months after she had given birth. The allegations also include Baldoni openly discussing his addiction to adult films and improvising intimate moments during filming without her consent. One of the most shocking claims was that he walked into Blake's trailer uninvited while she was undressed and breastfeeding her baby. Lively's accusations against Baldoni go even further. According to the actress, he also launched a PR campaign to ruin her reputation and even hired famous crisis manager Melissa Nathan, best known for her work with Johnny Depp during his trial against Amber Heard. Blake suggests Nathan and Baldoni work together to spread negative stories about her. Lively's lawsuit includes text messages that seemingly show Nathan allegedly boasting, "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best." In her statement, Lively said,
"I hope that my legal action helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and helps protect others who may be targeted."
However, the tension between the two stars had been apparent long before these allegations came to light. How it all kicked off. At the premiere of It Ends With Us, something was undeniably amiss. Blake Lively posed on the red carpet with her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and a few co-stars. But Justin Baldoni was noticeably absent from any group photos. Instead, he walked solo or with his wife, never alongside Lively or the rest of the cast. The press tour was no different. While Blake had joint interviews with her colleagues, Baldoni made appearances on his own. Oh, and he occasionally brought up an actress in the comments.
And she's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end. She was extremely involved and she really made the film better. And there were many instances where I honestly was trying to get out of the way and let her take the lead.
Then, Lively and Colleen Hoover, the author of the book, unfollowed Justin on Instagram, adding even more fuel to the fire.
The entire cast has unfollowed Justin, and there's no explanation for it. There's not even an email.
At the same time, the actress faced significant backlash for what many deemed a tone-deaf approach to the movie's promotion. Critics expressed their disapproval of her focus on topics like flowers, fashion, and her hair care line, while she completely avoided addressing the film's core theme, domestic violence.
So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could...
And of course, she never addressed anything about Baldoni. To make matters worse, an old interview resurfaced, one where Blake made some controversial remarks about a journalist.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Now, the actress is convinced that the entire campaign against her was orchestrated by her movie partner, but Baldoni didn't stay silent either. Justin's side of the story. At the beginning of this year, Baldoni filed a jaw-dropping $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. Justin, along with 9 publicists and producers from It Ends With Us, claims the newspaper deliberately distorted the facts to support Blake's narrative. What's more, Baldoni's team says that some messages were intentionally edited to alter their context.
They removed the piece about the reporter showing that Melissa saw it for the first time then and obviously couldn't be a part of it. And they removed the rest of the text messages showing that they're joking around. I mean, it's absolutely appalling what they did.
And just recently, Justin Baldoni's studio filed a new $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively and her publicist, Leslie Sloan. That's what his lawyer, Brian Friedman, shared in a statement.
Ms. Lively will never again be allowed to continue to exploit actual victims of real harassment solely for her personal reputation gain at the expense of those without power.
In fact, Justin has more receipts, and he's using them. The actor refutes Lively's words of unwelcome visits to her trailer by sharing a text message that reads, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." Blake also accused Justin of showing her inappropriate videos for adults, but Baldoni didn't let that slide without a counter-argument.
It was a still video of a home birth because they were discussing a scene about birthing. And that's not pornography.
Then there's the accusation about Baldoni fat-shaming Blake. Now, the star says he contacted the trainer for safety reasons. He has back issues and wanted to make sure he could safely lift his co-star for the movie. But that's not all. Justin's lawsuit dives into what he's calling Blake's bullying tactics. He alleges that she demanded her own edit of It Ends With Us, even though audience tests revealed that Baldoni's version scored significantly higher. In internal emails, Baldoni accuses Blake on rewriting scenes, altering costumes, and even vetoing dialogue she didn't feel aligned with her vision. According to him, she insisted on approving all promotional material, trailers, posters, interviews. Justin describes her actions as calculated yet also manic. It eventually reached a point where she flat out refused to share the red carpet with him.
I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast.
Things got even messier when Ryan Reynolds entered the picture. Justin Baldoni claims that during a production meeting, the actor humiliated him in front of other celebrities. He said he had never been spoken to like that in his life, and that the whole experience felt traumatic. As we know, Lively's husband was involved in shaping the script for the movie.
We help each other, we work together so much. The iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you now. He works on everything I do, I work on everything he does, so his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his. I mean, he's all over this film.
As for Reynolds, he hasn't said a word about any of these allegations. Meanwhile, Lively has received an outpouring of support from her friends and colleagues. Team Lively. The actress's famous defenders quickly rallied behind her with strong public statements. Among the first was Colleen Hoover, who didn't hesitate to share her praise.
Thank you for being exactly the human that you are. Never change, never wilt.
The author posted on Instagram alongside a photo of them hugging at a screening. Jenny Slate, Baldoni's on-screen sister, showed her loyalty to Blake as well.
Blake is a leader, loyal friend, and a trusted source of emotional support for me and so many who know and love her.
Another of Lively's co-stars, Brandon Sklenar, urged his followers to investigate the details themselves. Her sisterhood of the Traveling Pants colleagues, America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel, stood by the actress in a joint Instagram post.
We are appalled to read the evidence of a premeditated and vindictive effort that ensured to discredit her voice.
Paul Feig, who directed Lively in A Simple Favor, and Amy Schumer also added their voice. I believe Blake, the comedian wrote on Instagram stories. Even Amber Heard, who's faced her own public legal battles, immediately commented it on, calling social media the absolute personification of the classic saying,
"A lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand. It's as horrifying as it is destructive."
And what about Justin's supporters? Team Baldoni? Despite the serious allegations and his public denials, there's been a deafening silence from his celebrity colleagues. On the contrary, some people are already turning their backs on Baldoni. First up, his podcast co-host Liz Plank didn't waste any time cutting ties. Just 2 days after Lively's lawsuit went public, Liz announced she was stepping away from their project. In an open letter to listeners, she wrote, "We all deserve better. And that's not all. Vital Voices, a big-name non-profit that fights against domestic and sexual violence, stripped Baldoni of the Voices of Solidarity award they had just given him earlier. The actor's talent agency, WME, has also parted ways with him. In fact, this decision came as no surprise, considering they also represent Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. However, his lawyer has already made it clear that Justin isn't throwing in the towel, and he's ready to bring some more shocking new allegations against Blake to the table.
You're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon. But it's all going to be based on evidence.
So, where does this leave us? One thing's for sure, it doesn't end for them. And it's clear both sides are ready to fight for their truth. As we continue to follow the story, whose side are you on right now? Let us know in the comments.